my name is Berry, and today we're going to be watching You Can't Do in Creepypasta World. I don't know a lot about copypastas, but I'm hoping I'm not gluten intolerant, so let's check it out.
Hey, I'm some nobody, and I really struggled with the title of this video because
I like the title!
even though swearing doesn't make you cool, censoring swear words definitely makes you lame.
Well, should I have not said at the beginning of the video? What am I supposed to do?
But whatever. I've mentioned before that I'm a lifelong horror fan, and as you can tell by my YouTube channel, I also participate in the internet. When you combine these two factors, what happens is you inevitably find yourself partaking in some creepypasta. And I think anybody that's ever delved into the scary buttered noodles would agree when I say most creepypasta are really bad, but that's a good thing.
Yeah, like there's like another series of things that are bad. Have you guys ever seen two sentence horror? It's like a Reddit thing where they'll just post like, I went to eat my breakfast, but it eated me. That's like the same era of comedy, I think.
Creepypasta is absolutely the brand of horror that has the lowest bar for entry. Anybody can write a creepypasta about any topic they want to write about. And regardless of the quality of that creepypasta, they still created something, they still put something out there. Jeff the Killer is the most famous creepypasta of all time, still popular to this day, and it's absolute dog shit.
Okay, but iconic, right? There's like a lot of things that are dog shit but iconic. I'm trying to think of other stuff, like some cult classic movies are like that.
I'm not going to pretend that this picture and the story that accompanied it didn't scare the hell out of me as a kid. I'm a big enough man to say that Squidward's suicide had me pissing my trousers. So I have a lot of respect for creepypasta as something that scares the hell out of kids, but also gets them deeper into horror and even inspires them to create. But there's something I've noticed about creepypasta recently. I've gotten really into watching SFM animations of creepypasta readings.
Oh, they do
Honestly,
that? Wait, SFM? That's the one that they make the TF2 stuff with, right? Or Source Film Media or something like that? I think that's what it is.
Watching Gmod character models and the TF2 mercenaries go through creepypasta is probably the best way to experience it as an adult. But anyway, most
Source Filmmaker, thank you. You guys are so smart.
Horror stories have a moral to them, a lesson to be learned, or at the very least, they serve as a cautionary tale of some sort. Like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a story that teaches you not to encroach on property or territory that is unfamiliar to you.
Did I need to watch somebody die to learn that?
Or how the two Smile movies have something to say about how we as a society treat mental illness and addiction. See,
what's the movie where they have like the deadly like STD and it follows them around and then you died whenever you have sexual intercourse, including holding hands? I can't remember. It follows, yes!
See, the thing I've noticed about creepypasta as of late is that they also have these morals and lessons and cautionary tales built into them. But I won't lie, some of the lessons I've gleaned from these animations are a bit odd, and I'm thankful I don't live in the creepypasta world, because I don't think I could handle all these rules you have to follow just to survive. What I've done is assemble a collection of creepypastas adapted into SFM animations, and I'd like to go through them and just try and teach you the lessons present. Together, we'll discover what these characters did wrong to invite this suffering upon them, or we'll discover what they avoided doing to survive. And we'll put those on a list of things you should never do while you're in the creepypasta world, which might come in handy if any of you decide to move there or already live there.
To me, this is always the same thing as like Gotham. Why would I want to live in Gotham? I'm getting the hell out of there!
Either way, by the end of this video, you're gonna find yourself thinking, man, you can't do shit in Creepypasta World.
The dead will think you're calling for them. Okay!
The first creepypasta animation we're going to be looking at is the one that started it all. This wasn't the first SFM creepy animation of all time, but this is the animation that sparked the conversation that led to the idea behind this video. Despite
Okay.
only being about a minute and a half long, while me and my friends were binge watching SFM creepypastas, this
Aw, I can just imagine. We used to do this in Discord where everybody would get into like a call and then you would just watch like a bunch of videos or a bunch of memes. That is so comfy.
is the video that pissed me off more than any other.
Or
We come
angering.
in and our main character explains to us how when it gets warmer outside, he likes to sit on his porch with some wine and just enjoy the weather. And he is
Bougie.
content. He is happy. It's nice out. He's enjoying a drink. He's on his own property.
Why is he breathing like a pufferfish? See, I always try to breathe through my nose because I think it's more mysterious.
So he decides to whistle a little tune.
Oh, he's whistling! I don't know how to whistle. I'll try again. No, I still don't know.
To show just how happy he is. And then his neighbor, the miserable hag that she is, says,
He's coming for her already, and there's nothing wrong with being a hag. I'm 28, and I can go outside like the rest of you. I jog sometimes.
you shouldn't whistle at night. The dead will think you're calling for them. And he laughs it off because he thinks it's a joke. And after she clarifies that she is not joking, our main character suddenly gets uncomfortable and
I do have a question, and I hope you can explain this. These are all like separate stories. They're not in the same universe, right? I don't know. If they're all in the same universe, that is terrifying. Aren't there like 9 million things in there that could kill you at any second? When's your hip replacement? Oh, tomorrow.
clarifies that she is not joking. Our main character suddenly gets uncomfortable and starts seeing shadows in the woods across from his home.
Yeah, this is just Ohio.
The final words of the creepypasta are,
Ever just go to sleep in your suit so you can look professional in your dreams?
I no longer whistle at night, but they do, and we see
Oh.
our main character being haunted by a whistling shadow as he tries to go to sleep. I'm not cutting out any context here. This man was just sitting out front of his home that he owns, enjoying
Yeah.
the weather, enjoying the neighborhood. He decided to whistle out haunted forever. What?
He's right, you literally can't have shit. You can't be whimsical, you can't have joy, but I bet you they still have League of Legends.
The fuck, man? I'm looking up at the stars, whistling Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and my neighbor's like, you just gave the ghost permission to come over and kick your ass for the rest of your life. Now, according to my American friends, this is like a real superstition in the Appalachians, but
What? Is that real? Is that where Bigfoot is? I don't know. I assume, I don't know, I hear Appalachia, and then I think of Bigfoot and his big hairy feet just stomping around, wiggling his little toes.
I think this is a perfect example of how easy it is to get fucked up in the creepypasta world. It's just totally innocuous. Whistle at night one time, bam, you just summon spirits that will haunt and torment you every night. Alright, dude, rule number 1, don't whistle at night.
Okay.
Closer.
Ew!
To try.
Now this
You don't even have to do that in the US. Our bathrooms have huge gaps in them. You could see anybody just straight up pissing.
next one is pretty interesting because this animation and the story behind it is predicated on a twist, so this is going to be the
Oh,
first
cool.
one that I'm going to say.
Twist,
If you
twist,
don't want to be
twist.
spoiled on what the twist is, go watch this video now. If you followed those instructions, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the video. Serky is an insanely good animator.
Stupid, stupid son of a bitch squirrel. I had a squirrel that was going into my internet box and he was biting the wires because they were coated in peanut oil and was ruining my internet for a month straight. You know what? I'll take care of this right now. Don't worry. I got this. Sorry. I don't know what came
This
over me.
video starts with our main character having an odd encounter with a squirrel, then walking to the bathroom while
How did he fold immediately? He just fell over and died.
explaining that she'd rather go now than try and hold it through her entire drive home. Right away, we're faced with some pretty scary stuff. One of the biggest injustices some women have to deal with, and that's
What?
sitting on a public toilet just to take a piss.
And true, it's nasty. I gotta start bringing my own Febreze or something to be wiping down the toilet seat. Because some ladies just have like pressure washer piss and just everywhere. But the one thing we don't have to deal with in the women's restroom that you guys deal with in the men's restroom is that nobody takes toilet paper, soaks it in water, and throws it on the ceiling. I don't know why you guys do that.
Our main character starts her business and explains that for some odd reason this bathroom smells like shit.
Stinker!
She thought she was alone in the bathroom, but she hears—
Ew! You know what's the most creepy pasta thing about this? Grippers in the public restroom, no shoes. And those are some demon souls ass feet. Nasty, coked in grime. Okay, and that's the way it was. I think the original Demon Souls, there was no dirt on her feet, but then when they remade the game, they put a lot of nastiness on there.
the noise from a few stalls down and crouches down to see if she can get a peek at any feet. She does get a peek at some feet, but unfortunately she also gets mogged because the creature a few stalls down looks back at her and is clearly mewing. I mean—
I love this video. I don't know how you would describe this. Is this like deadpan humor? The way he presents everything is so funny.
character is embarrassed that she got caught peeping, but after hearing some rumbling, she decides to peep again and sees that the creature is now one stall closer. This obviously
Ew.
freaks our main character out a fair amount, and she weighs her options as she hears the creature
The bad part is, if you're mid-piss, how do you just stop? I don't think I've ever successfully stopped just peeing and then going to go do something else.
continue to shuffle around the bathroom. Once the shuffling stops, she decides to take one last peek under the stalls trying to find the creature, but it's disappeared. Then she
Ugh.
notices in the handicap stall to her right a big pair of hiking boots. And suddenly the creature is in the same stall as her, and a quick sidebar, I thought it was kind of lazy for Cirky to have the creature reach out to her with these weird waggly fingers.
They look like hot dogs! She got them Oscar Mayer wiener fingers!
Obviously, it's a scary visual, but it's very similar to another video on Cirky's channel called Copycats, where it fit thematically there, but I don't think it does here.
Oh, you're right. I did do a hand cam a little while ago, and somebody said, your fingers look like Slenderman's body 5 times in a row. That is not what my fingers look like. They're normal! They're normal!
Regardless, our main character hauls ass out of the bathroom and bumps into another girl that's about to go into the same bathroom. And our main character
kiss.
decides not to warn her about what's in there because she figures, that must have been a prank. The person in the hand—
Maybe she went through it and was like, you know what? I gotta make sure that other people are strong enough to go through this entire Creepypasta world. I can't blame nobody.
handicap stall was probably filming the whole thing. I would love to see a YouTube prankster
Attacking women in the bathroom. Prank gone wrong. Cops were called.
put in this level of effort. When our main character comes back to campus the next day, she finds out the girl that went in the bathroom after her was murdered, had her throat slit while she was washing her hands, and was the victim of a serial killer, supposedly.
That's why I don't wash my hands. I hand wash Skip. Okay, if I tell you this and I've told it on stream, but never in a YouTube video, don't judge me. Actually, yes, you know what? I'll say it. Don't judge me. When I was a kid, I used to go to people's houses, and if I was just like doing like a quick like pee and then get up, I didn't want to wash my hands because I felt like I didn't have to. So I would go to the sink and I would turn the water on, and I'm like, you know what? They probably think I'm washing my hands. I count to like 10. I'm like, okay, I'm probably good. Turn off the sink and walk out. Why would I do that? It would have been better to just wash my hands.
The twist of this video is that the weird girl was never the threat. It was always the hiking boots, man. But what was the message here? What did this scary story warn us to avoid? Now, I know what you're thinking. Some know by the message is obviously to avoid public bathrooms.
Okay, but true. I will try to hold it most of the time. If I know that I'm going to be home eventually, I don't go to the bathroom in public.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're wrong.
Oh,
Dead
sorry.
wrong. There was actually nothing scary happening while our main character used the bathroom.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess she got all the piss out, so it worked out.
You can use the public bathroom just fine, but you want to know what would have gotten her killed? The
What?
difference between the girl that walked in after our main character and our main character is that our main character did not wash her hands.
I told you! I told you!
See, what actually happened to her was she was scared out by the ghost, she went running out the bathroom. But if she
I would live.
she hadn't gotten down on her knees to investigate and she had just gone out the stall and walked right out the bathroom, she still would have been fine. The thing that got Zoe from Left 4 Dead killed was washing her hands afterwards. So that is officially rule number 2 for surviving in
Don't wash your
Creepypasta
hands.
World. Don't wash your hands.
Write that down.
And for rule number 3, I'm gonna say don't shake anyone's hand.
It is caked in piss.
From people dressed up in outrageous costumes to customers
What?
not dressed up in, well, anything.
Okay, honestly, I can't go to the Walmart at 4 a.m. anyways because I can't find a 24-hour Walmart anywhere anymore. And it was kind of fun because I grew up in like a pretty southern, nowhere to really go town, and people would just walk around Walmart when they were bored.
Now you might think that this next one is an open and shut case. The name of the video is don't go to Walmart at 4 a.m. We have our next rule, we can move on. No, not the case at all. Because the title of this video is not at all an accurate representation of what our main character did wrong to put himself in the spooky scenario.
He looked so cute here. Am I allowed to say that? I think it's like the look in his eyes. He just looks so innocent and cute. He's got like puppy dog eyes.
Most of this creepypasta is spent talking about what it's like to work at a Walmart, stocking shelves, encountering weird customers, and getting used to working overnight. He is clearly at the Walmart at 4 a.m. several times and it never leads to an issue.
True.
There are clearly other people at the Walmart at 4 a.m. several times and it never leads to an issue for them either.
I don't mean to make this an Overwatch moment, but TF2 had golden guns, or is that just like another character model? Is that a TF2 thing that they yoinked? Yeah. Did they have any original ideas at all? What the hell?
What our main character does wrong and what actually leads to his encounter with a spooky monster doesn't even happen inside the Walmart. What happens to him because our main character smokes cigarettes.
I have never smoked a cigarette, but my grandparents were like avid smokers and they smoked so much that like Marlboro or whatever would send them like free tote bags and stuff.
Don't jump the gun, that's not the rule. You can smoke cigarettes in Creepypasta World.
Okay.
Because our main character goes out back to the freight area for his first smoke break and everything is just fine. He enjoys himself, enjoys the peace and quiet, but he does see what he thinks is a shadow ducked between the two semi-trucks.
Oh my god, wait, it was oozing green slime! Squidward smells good.
Now in his head he considers his options. Maybe it was a raccoon, maybe it's a homeless guy trying to sleep under a truck for tonight, but then he thinks, what if it's the scary man?
Not the scary man, please, anything but him, please!
Or even worse, Larry. So he finishes up his smoke break and goes back to work, no problems, works all the way up till 4 a.m. in the Walmart without any monsters coming in and decides I could really go for another cigarette. But there's a moment, there's a pause before he goes out there for a second smoke break where he thinks to himself, what if it's the scary man? But then he says this.
Rested upon the door is when that earlier experience came rushing back to me. After negotiating with myself that my need of nicotine was greater than my need to live.
Addict! Absolute addict moment! He needs some creepypasta therapy!
I pushed the door open and stepped outside.
And this is where I start to take issue with our main character. I start to think he's a bit of a hypocrite because he just said he would rather die than not take a second smoke break. But when a monster shows up, suddenly he wants to live. I see that some of you already have your hands up and you think you know the lesson to this creepypasta. Oh, Mr. Nobody. Obviously the lesson is don't go behind the Walmart.
But you know, know, like the right or the left, that's probably fine. Just make sure that you really mean you need that smoke break.
At 4 a.m. No, the lesson is obviously don't take too many breaks at work. Well, you're both wrong, and for calling out without being picked, I'm going to recommend expulsion for both of you and call your parents, and also recommend euthanasia.
Am I about to get euthanized? I don't think I'm ready. I'm kind of scared. Has anybody here ever been euthanized? I don't know what to expect.
See, the real lesson is in our main character's description of the creature and our creature's behavior. Our narrator describes the creature as so thin it looks like it hasn't eaten in years. He says it looks like it's covered in ash. He says its mouth is jagged and leaking this oozy substance. It's skinny because cigarettes will suppress your appetite.
They do? I didn't seem to be that excited. I take it back.
It's covered in ash because it's chain smoked enough packs to get a permanent coating. Its mouth is
Oh my god! Return the slab! Return the slab!
jagged because cigarettes fuck up your teeth and the
Oh my god, baby, thank you so much! I appreciate it, Rita Creepy in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you!
liquid oozing out of its mouth. Its mouth is jagged because cigarettes fuck up your teeth, and the liquid oozing out of its mouth is clearly all the tar that cigarettes put in your lungs. Despite the way Plant animated the scene, the narrator never mentions dropping his cigarette. The creature doesn't
He wants to get every last puff.
pounce on our main character to start devouring him. It slowly reaches towards his face. It's trying to bum a cigarette. Being
I feel like I'm back in the restaurant industry all over again. That was like the only break people got. So many people would just start smoking cigarettes because it was the only excuse to go outside.
at Walmart at 4 a.m. was not the issue. Taking a smoke break out back to Walmart was not the issue. Our character got away.
He slapped his hand. What a badass.
Scot-free. He got a better job at the end of the story.
Oh,
Our
he
main
did?
character's addiction to nicotine was so strong he said he would die for it, and that is
True.
reflected by this cigarette monster. The real moral of don't go to Walmart at 4 a.m. is don't let your nicotine addiction get out of control, or you're gonna wind up prowling the backs of Walmart trying to bum cigarettes off of employees on their breaks.
Yeah,
So rule
F
number
that
4
guy.
for surviving Creepypasta World, smoke in moderation.
He then offered to show me after work, and since I didn't have much going on, I agreed.
In this relatively
Okay.
new animation, our main character has recently got a new job in downtown New York. Because New York
Oh,
City has horrible
New
traffic and is
York.
America's only walkable city with a decent public transportation system, our
I don't know. I was scared to take public transportation when I was in New York. But to be fair, I was just scared of a lot. I've told this story before, but I went to CVS or whatever, or Walgreens or whatever in New York, and some guy stole something. He literally took it, put it in his pocket, and the lady at the front goes, "Hey, how many times have I told you? Put it back." He just put it back and walked out. New York has like different laws.
main character decides to forego driving to his new job. He opts to take the bus instead, not realizing that the bus still has to deal with New York's horrible traffic, and winds
Yeah.
up late to work on his second day. His
And New York was the first place I went to where I got an Uber, and he was cussing at the other driver and slamming on his horn. I was like, oh, okay, everybody does that.
co-worker, Dr. Gordon Freeman, asks him why he doesn't just take the subway, and our main character admits that he's not too familiar with it, and Gordon offers to teach him. And you really couldn't have a better teacher because, historically speaking, Gordon Freeman is pretty good at riding trains. After this, riding the subway becomes our main character's daily routine. He takes it to and from work for the better part of 6 months. And he regularly sees advertisements for these new and improved train lines that are getting added eventually. But also remarks he's not too interested in them because he'd rather just stick with the route he already knows.
Yeah, like, don't change it up. If I already know how I'm gonna get to work, then whenever the new one gets built, you'll have it all to yourself.
So one day our main character's boss gives him a ton of extra work, and not wanting to take the work home with him, he decides to stay at the office late to try and finish it. He mentions that by the time he finishes all of his work, his eyes are killing him because of the bright screen in the dark office, and he notices it's 8:24. So he leaves the office, heads down to the subway station, and eventually a train pulls up that he notices is pristine, and he believes it to be one of the new ones. He gets in, the train starts moving, and he starts looking at his phone. Pretty usual stuff. He yawns, and that's when he checks the time and realizes he's been on the train for 45 minutes.
Jeez! I would have known how long I was in there because I'd be playing Uma Musume and get to see the time.
Meaning he was so totally engrossed by his phone, he didn't even notice that the train didn't stop for 45 minutes straight, even though he left the office at 8:24 and his phone is saying that it's 5:38.
He's really close. Get away!
Yeah, I know military time. Don't make a big deal of it. He finally...
Okay, the way that I do military time has confused so many people, and I'm going to confuse you guys too. Okay, let's do 18. Okay, so 18 o'clock. I just subtract 2, so that's like 6 o'clock. Every time you can just minus 2, and then it makes it the time. But every time I've explained this, people say subtract 12, but I just do that. Jimmy Neutron's up. And then everybody gets mad when I say 2. I don't know. Also, don't get me started on compasses, because I can't read a compass. Like here's never eat slimy worms. Okay? So, does the never eat slimy worms go off of the building or off of, like, the universe? So if you say, go north of the McDonald's, am I going straight or am I going off of the universe? Oh, magnets. Well, I don't know how those work.
He looks up from his phone and notices that all the other passengers are scary now with lightless eyes and huge smiles, and that's when the subway's lights go out.
How come every creepypasta monster is smiling? Like they're just living their best life. They love sitting on the train. Sitting on the train. Sitting on the train.
The other passengers surround him in the dark, and he asks them what they want, to which they reply,
"We want your eyes.
Ew!
We want your light. It's so dark down here."
Our main character freaks out, runs.
The way he says it is like he's supposed to be calm. For some reason he freaks out. I don't know why.
Comes to the end of the train and shuts his eyes. When he eventually feels a hand on his shoulder, he goes to swat it away, and that's when he realizes he can see again. And the hand on his shoulder belongs to a normal old man asking him if he's alright. Our main character bolts out of the train in a really funny way, and his takeaway from the experience is ultimately that he should go back to riding the bus.
It's that damn train. They need to take that train and board it up like that one Thomas the Tank Engine character that just gets a giant like donut wall in front of him.
Show of hands, who agrees that the lesson of this story is that you shouldn't take the subway?
Not me.
Okay, I see a few hands. All right.
Not me. No.
If your hand is up right now, I want you to go home to your parents today and tell them that they raised a fucking dummy.
I wasn't raising my hand.
Obviously, riding the subway was not the problem. He rode the subway every day back and forth from work for 6 months.
It's working on that thing.
You might be thinking that this time it was different. He rode it later at night, he rode a different line. But the old man who asks him if he's okay is riding the same train line at the same time as our main character, so that's not the issue.
Oh! The issue is that he has eyes! Yeah, let's just get rid of those!
You have to remember what the scary passengers told our main character.
Yeah.
They want his eyes. They want the light in his eyes. It's dark. What small details did I mention about our main character that would make his eyes special and make him more of a target for these scary passengers? Could it possibly be all the extra light his eyes?
Okay, so the lesson is every application should be on dark mode. Do not get flashbanged because it will ruin your life.
Eyes absorbed from hours of staring at a computer in a dark office and then 45 minutes straight of staring at his phone on the subway.
Oh, or you know what else he could get? He could get some gunners. That might help.
Could there possibly be any meaning to him shutting his eyes and letting them rest for a moment being the thing that makes the scary passengers go away? Enough being coy, this story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of too much screen time.
If you guys saw how much time I spend on my phone, you would lose your goddamn minds.
Rule 5 for surviving in Creepypasta World is to rest your eyes regularly, or else creatures that desire the light trapped in your eyes will come for you.
So every iPad kid is screwed. If you've grown up in the past 10 years, you're cooked. I've been trying to leave my bathroom for the last 30 minutes. Just leave? Just walk out?
I can't leave my bathroom.
Okay, actually, this is a man moment. I don't know why. Every single man just like to sit in bathroom on toilet for 10 hours and play on your phone. This is actually a man moment.
Going back to Cirky for the next one, and I will say it's not a very active story with a lot of action. Our main character is trapped in his bathroom. He took a shower, dried off, got dressed, and when he tried to leave, he was seemingly teleported back into the bathroom.
Oh, interesting.
He opens the door, walks out, suddenly he's back inside and the door is closed. This happens every time he tries to walk out, so he eventually tries calling his parents for help. When his mom comes over, she texts him telling him that she is in his house, knocking on the bathroom door and calling out to his name, and he's not responding.
What?
He doesn't hear any of that on his end.
Are you in the house? Yes, I'm still here. That's why I called you. Why aren't you saying anything? What? Is he in the shadow realm? The shitty realm?
His mom removes the lock from the door. It doesn't change anything about the door on his end. She
Well, she could have, like, bitten the door handle off. It was made of chocolate.
says that she looks through the hole and doesn't see him in there.
The shadow realm. It is the shadow realm.
His mom leaves to go get somebody to take the whole door off the frame, and he tries
Dang.
the window. He talks about the outside world being lifeless and seemingly completely empty, but then the bathroom resets itself. His mother gets
Oh.
back with the handyman, they take the door off the hinges, and then his mother sends him a selfie of her in the bathroom looking pissed off because
You know what energy she had? It's like when your mom tells you to go grab my purse. You look for it. I can't find your purse. I looked everywhere. Walks out, picks it up. Yeah, it was right here.
he's not in there. The story ends with his mother ignoring his pleas.
She is pissed. Is this some kind of sick joke? You wasted my damn time. I was drinking wine with the ladies.
For help through text because she thinks this whole thing was a prank and the main character's phone is dying. And the creepypasta ends
that's
with
bad.
the narrator saying that if there isn't another update, assume that he's still trapped in the bathroom. This one is a lot like The Dead Will Think You're Calling for Them, the first one we talked about, where this pisses me off.
I don't know how you prevent this. I guess charge your phone.
Legitimately, what the fuck did this guy do to
Yeah.
deserve getting trapped in a pocket dimension where he will inevitably starve to death or die
That's
of dehydration?
horrible.
Or maybe just be
No, he can drink out of the toilet. But he is hungry.
trapped there forever if the bathroom decides to keep him alive. Legitimately, all this guy did is take a shower and now he's trapped forever. Is it because he got dressed in the bathroom instead of getting dressed in his bedroom?
You know what I learned from this section of the video? I'm gonna go put a phone charger in the bathroom. Just in case I get stuck, I can still watch YouTube videos.
Did some malicious deity see him getting dressed in his bathroom and say, oh, you're supposed to be doing that in the bedroom. If you want to be in the bathroom so bad, you're going to stay in the bathroom. Maybe, who knows? Maybe he didn't get behind his ears. Maybe he didn't wash his ass good enough.
Yeah,
the
you gotta
only
get up in the
real
hole.
lesson you can glean from this story is that if you live in Creepypasta World, don't take a shower.
I can't wash my hands or take a shower. I'm a breeding ground for amoebas.
Yes. If we cross-reference this with public restrooms from earlier, you can use bathrooms in Creepypasta World just fine, just don't take a shower. So for every story...
Guys, I don't already do this. You're acting like my life wouldn't change at all. Actually, yeah, maybe I do just live in a creepypasta world. Okay, this is where he could get me. I'm trying to think if there's any other weird thing that I do. I wake up at like noon. Is that bad?
we've talked about so far and every story we're going to talk about hereafter, just assume every character smells like absolute shit.
I'm not sure if I should or shouldn't tell this story. Chances are nobody will believe me, as I no longer have any proof. But I feel, for the safety of others, I have to talk about the spy.
Now this next creepypasta is pretty interesting for two very big reasons. One of them I'm not going to talk about until we get to the end and the lesson we're going to glean from this one, but the
I haven't actually seen an icon on my desktop in so long. I always have that entirely turned off so I can see like anime booba jiggle.
first reason it's pretty interesting is that this one has siblings. I decided to go with The Spy by Two Idiot Germans, but I just as easily could have used Plants the Heavy or...
When Miku leaves the Fortnite item shop, I do own that skin.
Pyro. These are all TF2 creepypastas that follow very similar formats, with the Heavy and the Spy being almost identical and the Pyro being a bit more out there.
Okay.
They all feature our narrators joining TF2 servers and then being terrorized by a scary version of whatever class the creepypasta is named after, with varying real-life consequences. Like, by the end of the Pyro, the main character can play TF2 just fine, but sometimes he gets a little uncomfortable on 2-Fort. But at the end of the Heavy, one of the narrator's friends is fucking murdered. But to be fair, he was unironically using the backscatter and the sun on a stick, so he...
Anytime I see that hat, I think of SpongeBob. He was number one.
kinda deserved it. That'll happen to you whether you're living in the real world or the creepypasta world.
Yeah.
But getting back to the Spy, our main character is playing TF2 during the Halloween event and trying to get the Halloween contracts done. And he tells us that his favorite class in the game is the Spy.
Go fuck yourself!
How did that make him so mad?
This guy was a real devotee of the French bastard. He had a butterfly knife just like the Spy and even says that he would cosplay as the Spy at local events. That's important for later, but for now, he's trying to get these contracts done, like I said, but suddenly he gets backstabbed by a spy. A fully default spy named Spy that he assumes is a new player, but this new player continuously backstabs.
Is this like the South Park episode with the guy who's like 9 million levels higher and they all have to take him down? But this guy is like a monster?
So he decides, oh, this guy's pretty good at Spy. I'm gonna go Spy too so we can have a 1v1. Which
how realistic is it for somebody to change in TF2? Because if this happened in Overwatch, ain't nobody switching. We're gonna actually lose the freaking game. Oh, they do actually change. Okay, well then that's based.
It's a crazy decision because unless you talk it out beforehand, the only time you're gonna run into the enemy team's Spy while you're playing Spy is if you bump into each other while invisible and then you exchange thanks and move on. Not to mention, if you're rolling out as Spy with the explicit purpose of 1v1ing another Spy, why are you bringing L'Étranger instead of like the Ambassador or the stock revolver? Anyway, Spy is nowhere to be found, so our main character decides to just play the game regularly, and that's the moment Spy makes his appearance and backstabs him again. At this point, Derfish believes this is the greatest Spy player known to man and checks the scoreboard to see just how many points this guy has, but unfortunately Spy's nowhere to be found.
He left?
Our gamer here believes Spy must have just left the server, but suddenly he gets backstabbed again. And after Spy tells him he's an amateur and a fool, Derfish leaves the server and goes to a new one.
This is TF2 fine.
He has a little bit of fun in the server when suddenly Spy shows up again to start backstabbing
Jeez,
him.
leave
Spy
me
looks a little more
alone.
fucked up than he did in the previous server, and after dominating and talking some more shit towards
I'm going to gut you like a Cornish hen. Okay.
Derfish asks the rest of his team if he's killing any of them. This is where the first big bombshell of the creepypasta comes out, where the rest of his team remarks that they don't see any player named Spy, and every time Spy kills our main character, it just looks like he's kill-binding. With this
Honestly, this would drive me crazy. I'm gonna be for real with you. I'd be so pissed queuing up over and over and over again.
shocking bit of information, Derfish server hops one more time and decides to play Soldier on Upward, and he doesn't do the rollout, so he kinda deserves what's happening to him. But as he moves out, he's constantly checking behind him because Spy has him freaked out, and when he finally decides to rocket jump when he's already 60% of the way to the
Rocket
second
jumping's
point,
cool.
that's when he finally sees Spy, just standing there and watching him.
The expression is great.
him for a second before cloaking and running away. And this happens repeatedly. Every time Derfish looks over his shoulder to check for Spy, he sees him off in the distance just watching. That's
Oh my god, this is like me with collections.
one thing I do appreciate about The Spy as a creepypasta, because unlike its siblings, the Heavy and the Pyro, it plays upon what it feels like to go against a really good spy. Because if there's a really good spy on the enemy team and you're too stubborn to go Pyro and just set the entire map on fire, this is what it feels like. You're constantly looking over your shoulder, and the second you decide to have any fun whatsoever, that's when he gets you. Which is exactly what happens to Derfish, but this time Spy is wearing the zombie cosmetic that turns him into a skeleton, and that really scares him because of how weird everything has been up to this
Oh, that's kind of cool. I bet this is like 5 different people's Steam icons.
point. Derfish decides to check out Spy's Steam profile,
What the hell? How did that happen?
probably to leave a minus rep, and it's pretty blank, with no header and no description given. When Derfish checks the Spy's stats, he sees that his hours played of TF2 line
44,000 hours? How many days is that? I can't really do math, so I'm gonna say 44,000 hours, 2 days. 1,833 days, which is 5 years. Holy crap, he's been grinding.
line up with the game's launch all the way back in 2007, meaning he has been playing the game non-stop since its release, and his longest life matches that time. Going back to his Steam profile, the Spy's name has been changed to I'll Be Seeing.
I haven't had, actually this is a great poll for chat. How many people have speakers for their computer? I haven't had speakers since I was a kid. I just always wear my headphones. I haven't had them in so long. And the last thing I remember with speakers is I didn't know how to like Yarhar music until my dad told me how to when I was a kid. So I would turn the music up as loud as possible on the speakers, put the stick mic up to the speaker or record it and put it on my Zune.
You and Derfish's computer crashes. He turns it back on and tries running an antivirus scan, but shortly after, all of his programs crash and his taskbar disappears.
Average
Then,
day as a VTuber.
scary spy face pops up on his screen as the spy's laughter comes through his speakers. The laughter gradually gets louder until he can't take it anymore and he's forced to unplug his PC. Following this incident, he has to reformat his computer because it won't get past the Windows home screen, which means there's more consequences than 2 for it being slightly uncomfortable, but less consequences than your friend dying. Not to mention, now he has regular nightmares about the spy backstabbing him in real life, and every time he wakes up from one of these nightmares, his butterfly knife is in his bed. Which could be seen as his trauma-stricken brain doing weird stuff in his sleep, or it could mean the TF2 spy is coming after him in real life, or at the very least tormenting him in real life. Now the obvious lesson with this creepypasta and its siblings, the Heavy and the Pyro, is
don't play video games. Don't own a computer. Don't have fun. And and just lay in bed and rot.
To not play TF2.
Yeah.
And if you came to that conclusion, I'm not going to get upset with you because it is the message put forth by these.
Do you have a bind or something? It keeps saying you killed yourself. If you type this in a League of Legends all chat, you would get flamed and make that person so bad so fast.
3 creepypasta specifically. But the thing is, there are more creepypasta about video games as a whole than there are about any other medium. Biggest
Really?
ones being like Sonic EXE, NES Godzilla, Ben Drowned, the
Is Herobrine a creepypasta or just like a random Minecraft funny invention?
Toho 11 project. And the lesson you would learn from those
I love
creepypastas
Toho.
is that you shouldn't buy used games or emulate games, which
Who are you, Nintendo?
makes me think Nintendo might have cut some type of deal with a bunch of ghosts. But then you got creepypasta like The Spy here, where you can get got by a spirit while playing an online multiplayer game. You didn't get it from a garage sale or download it from a shady website. This haunting came straight from Steam. The fact that the
True.
ghost has a Steam profile should concern you.
Well, if I was a ghost, I'm pretty sure I would have a Steam profile. I'd be so bored. I don't know. I just be gaming.
So with all that in mind, I'm going to say the next rule to survive in Creepypasta World is just don't play video games. It's impossible to tell which ones are safe, and there's no creepypasta about a guy getting killed by an evil book. If
I'm actually surprised. Wouldn't book be easy to make eat people because it would be like open and you would give him like a bunch of teeth like that lady's vagina in that movie and then it like bites people?
Sonic R isn't safe, I'm not trusting NBA 2K.
I peeled back the curtain and tried my best to look outside. I found it nearly impossible. The snow was already covering the lower half of the window itself.
Oh.
This creepypasta starts with a considerable amount of humble bragging.
He better be flexing.
Our two-eyed demo man narrator talks about how he grew up in the northern United States, spent a lot of time outside, just had a
Wow.
great childhood all around.
What the? That should be the creepypasta. How often does that happen?
He talks about how he started working at this big department store in high school and after a few years worked his way up to management, so while all his friends had to move away for job opportunities in college, he could afford to buy a house in his hometown. Then he
What?
complains about the weather for a while, but that's not that important. In the middle of November, a blizzard hits his town.
I'm in the middle of a blizzard. I think that's from the Dragon Ball movie. Every time I hear blizzard, I either think that song from Dragon Ball or I think of Pelipper going, pudding, 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 pudding.
And he is completely snowed in. And I ain't talking about the whistleblower. Our main character is lucky he's stocked up on supplies because much like the human spider in a cage match with Bonesaw McGraw, he's going nowhere. But neither is anyone else in town, so the department store he works at is closed until the weather clears up.
Guys, how big are they making iPhones? Holy crap. How am I supposed to put that in my pocket? It's always gonna look like I'm happy to see you.
Also, his phone stops working because of the weather. The first day of being snowed into his house, our main character catches a small glimpse of something moving in the blizzard but can't really make out what it is. He figures it's an animal seeking shelter. He bullshits for the rest of the day, and when he wakes up the next morning,
has
he
a
looks
great
out his
life.
window again and definitively sees a silhouette standing out in the snow. He bullshits for the rest of day 2, and that night when he's lying in bed, he hears somebody knocking on his front door. He tries to ignore it and just brush it off as the weather hitting his house, but it becomes unmistakable that it is someone knocking.
You know what he needs? Ring camera. Then he just checks and sees what's outside the door. Creepypasta over.
He heads down to his living room to investigate, and he doesn't immediately see somebody by his front door. Before he can say, must have been the wind, there's a knock at his window. And that's when it's revealed the figure he's been seeing out in the
Ew.
blizzard is
He got his wiener out.
a Fallout 4 feral ghoul. Now, I had heard these are pretty common on the east and west coast of the United States, but anybody that actually
I've never seen one. That's why I live in the South.
lives in America, do y'all have these up in the northern parts? Or is
I don't know. Chat, has anybody seen one of these guys running around?
this an anomaly? I mean,
I don't know.
regardless, the way our main character describes the creature's demeanor is important
Ew,
to
I
learning
smell
the
him.
lesson of this creepypasta, so I'm just gonna play it.
All. Its expression seemed calm.
He looks like he's having the most silent scream.
Like it was someone just patiently waiting.
Why are they staring at each other? Just kiss!
But its eyes, they betrayed the rest of its demeanor. Its eyes were filled with rage.
I don't see rage, I see longing for warmth. Let him in!
Jealousy and pain. It stared at me with unflinching precision.
Maybe because you're staring back and he's confused.
Like it wanted nothing more than to see me dead.
Once the ghoul
He shut that shit down!
has gone away, our main character barricades his home to the best of his abilities and talks about how every night he hears the creature knocking on different parts of his house trying to find a way inside. Earlier in the story, he mentioned that he's been snowed in for about a week and he
Polar
saw the
Sans.
creature on his second night. So the creature's been trying to break into his house for the last
He's
5 days
cold.
and he's been unable to contact any emergency services. And the creepypasta ends with our narrator lamenting that his only hope
All of these creepypasta videos have great expression work. That is awesome. That's like a meme reply on Twitter.
is for the weather to let up soon, because if the creature breaks inside, he won't have any way to escape. Very solid ending. I
Go away!
like this animation and this creepypasta a lot.
You think he'll see him goonin'?
But can anyone tell me what the moral of the story was?
Don't be happy, don't have a job, don't own a house, and, you know, he was good with the barricading, though. Make sure you barricade.
Nobody? I don't blame you. This is a tough one. There
I don't have a house!
are a lot of things we could try and point to and blame the current situation on. The knee-jerk reaction would be don't live in the north, but you have to remember what he said at the beginning. He's lived in this same town his entire life and never
nothing
encountered
happened.
this issue. But you are close to the right track. The weather of the north is a big factor to this story.
Oh,
this
okay.
creepypasta wouldn't have happened if that blizzard never hit his small town, but the lesson of the story can't be don't let a blizzard hit your town. You have to think, what is different about our main character between this current blizzard and the last time a blizzard hit this town?
He's an adult? He has a big phone?
I see a couple eyes lighten up as people start to get
He's
it.
rich?
The issue here is that he is a new homeowner.
That's what I said! Yes!
You have to remember, the three emotions that he saw in the creature's eyes were pain, rage,
Jealousy.
and jealousy. Maybe
Yeah.
I should have mentioned this, but early in the creepypasta, our narrator mentions that most of the homeowners in his town were older folks not interested in selling. All of our narrator's
Okay.
friends, his peers, people his age had to move away, but by grinding through high school, he was
Jeez, how much trash does he have in his house? That is the biggest trash bag I've ever seen!
able to buy a home not long after graduating. So now, while the worst snowstorm in years is hitting this small town, he's just chilling in the house eating popcorn and watching movies.
Okay, so also no eating popcorn and no enjoying cinema, which is fine with me. I mean, my philosophy was always I'd rather play game than watch movie. Oh my god, Thanatos, thank you so much! 28 months giving it a creepy the chat for Thanatos. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
If it's hitting this small town, he's just chilling in the house eating popcorn and watching movies. If you were a ghoul stuck in a blizzard and you were just watching a guy who was barely 20 sit in his house and eat popcorn and watch
Jealous.
movies and have a grand old time for 2 days straight,
Okay, so then maybe another thing is don't be happy. Don't have fun. Don't enjoy your life. Don't flex.
wouldn't you want to kill that guy?
Okay, that is a little aggressive. impressive.
Ghoul doesn't own a home and he couldn't move away for job opportunities, so he's just stuck out there. The
Yeah,
ghoul's
he's
pain
cold.
and jealousy led to his rage, and that led me to believe the lesson of this story and the next rule for our list is don't own a house.
Okay, I'm good. I'm good.
Hey, in this economy, I don't think any of you are gonna have trouble following that
I think
rule.
we're all good.
Now, this next creepypasta is another really short one, but I had to get a
Ah!
DN Bray one in here because their video, The Smiling Man, was the first ever SFM creepypasta I
They're
ever
always
watched.
smiling.
Unfortunately, the lesson of The Smiling Man is that you shouldn't walk around by yourself at 2 a.m. or else you'll be chased down by an insane person. That's not exactly exclusive to the creepypasta
Yeah, that could just happen in real life. I don't go outside, and I definitely wouldn't go outside at 2 in the morning.
world, but the threat of 403 is. The animation starts with our main character waking up screaming from a nightmare.
He just casually owns this giant pumpkin.
In that nightmare, a horrible creature was slaughtering his entire family one by one.
Whoa.
Maybe it's a little late in the video for me to say this, but I absolutely love the way these animators have to adapt the creepypasta monsters. Because it is so
True.
common for a creepypasta to take so much time just describing its creature down to the smallest detail. Like this
Yeah.
one describes its creature as having a short, fat body with long, slender arms, claws like swords, and teeth like knives. That sounds like an Ark Survival Evolved character, bro. Where's an animator supposed to get a model that looks like that?
I
Like I
have no
joked about
idea,
the
make
Fallout
it.
4 ghoul in the last animation, but I totally understood it. For this animation,
Yeah.
DN Bray went with an Archvile from Doom Eternal, and it works well enough. Doom would be a horror game if the main character wasn't Doom Guy. But after the Archvile finishes killing the guy's mother, he's nice enough to explain to him how his mechanics work. The
Oh, okay, so he just like lets him in on the build, which is pretty nice because the worst part about playing a new game is like learning what everybody does.
creature mimicked the voice of the main character's father and tricked him into opening the door for it. It's like a vampire that can't come in unless you invite it in. The narrator
Oh.
finishes describing his dream and his mother knocks on his door asking him if he's alright. He says he's fine, he just had a bad dream, and his mother says she's got a glass of water for him if he wants it. He tells
Yeah,
her to
gimme,
come
gimme.
in, and then right afterwards he remembers that he moved back into his college dorm 3 weeks ago.
Oh, she's not there. Maybe she's on speakerphone?
Meaning the creature from his nightmare is real, and that our main character just fucked up the mechanics right after watching the tutorial. He should have realized something was up when she actually knocked on the door and asked if she could come in. No mom in history has
Oh.
ever knocked before barging
Yeah, what the hell? They just walk right in. They do not care.
into their kid's room. But it doesn't take a rocket scientist or an English teacher to figure out what the
Oh, people, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Can we get a great day in the chat room, people? Thank you, thank you, thank you. You. Thank you. Did you know they added, I think it's like Uwu or Owo. They added it to Scrabble. And now it's like totally changing the game.
kid's room. But it doesn't take a rocket scientist or an English teacher to figure out what the lesson of this story is. Don't
Don't have
ever
a mom?
invite anyone in.
Oh. Like, do you mean don't let anybody in physically or emotionally?
If they don't have a key or they didn't come in with you, tough luck. They're gonna have to sit out there with the monster.
I need.
Don't play the soul game. But I love Dark Souls 3.
To apologize to you. I'm so sorry. I'm coming to you in my time of need.
Me?
Please help me. Please listen to the end. That's it. That's all I ask.
This is going to be the final animation I talk about today, and this is the second animation I've talked about today where the twist is actually pretty important. So just
Cool.
like earlier, I'd recommend you go watch this animation first if you want to experience the twist in a non-Cliff Notes form. And I think
Okay.
you should check out all of these animations. I'll have links to all of them in the description. Because I'm really not doing them justice. I'm keeping all the flavor for myself and feeding you raw nutrient cubes. But as you
I love the nutrient cubes. They're like calorie mates.
you just heard, this creepypasta starts with our narrator begging us to watch the video all the way to the end, and this is amateur hour. He doesn't even lie and say there's a free gift card giveaway.
I need to know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I'll take like a Riot Points card. That counts. Or like maybe free McChicken.
He introduces himself as Andrew and says he's a single father, but he also says fatherhood is a burden and anybody who takes pride in being a dad is an absolute bitch.
Please don't let the moral of the story be just be alone and never have kids.
I am barely embellishing that. He says he has an 11-year-old son named Jesse that started the 5th grade this year, but don't pat him on the back or give him any milk and cookies for it. One Tuesday, Jesse's class gets a new transfer student named Stan, and the teacher says,
Oh my god, youngest looking JoJo's character in high school. Hi, I'm the new kid. Aren't you like 45?
it's Stan next to Jesse. When Andrew goes to pick his son up, Jesse is pale and sweaty and won't stop repeating that Stan is his new best friend. He repeats that over and over all the way up until his bedtime, at which point he asks his dad, hey, you believe me about Stan being my best friend, right? The next day,
I don't know.
after dropping Jesse off at school, Andrew almost runs over that guy from My Hero
Bakugo and Sans? I told you earlier when he said Snowden. I knew Sans would be here.
Academia. After school, Jesse's in high spirits because during recess he joined a church, the Church of Stan. And during Stan's sermon, he cast a spell that makes everybody in attendance drowsy. Not the worst thing that's ever happened to a little
Jigglypuff.
boy in a church. When Andrew picks Jesse up
He wrong for that one. I love this narrator. He's so funny.
from school the next day, he is absolutely tweaking. He is freaking the fuck out. He says at recess that day they played the Soul Game.
What?
When Andrew asked what the Soul Game is,
What we did at recess was we played kickball. And I still hear it in my head. Boing.
Jesse refuses to tell him, and when he says he's gonna go ask Stan, Jesse freaks out some more and begs his dad to not ask Stan about
Please
it.
don't,
That
you're
night,
gonna
Jesse
embarrass
freaks
me.
out some more about the Soul Game and
How do you skip arm day but continue to do hand day?
winds up sleeping in his dad's bed. While he's asleep, Jesse's eyes pop open and he tells his dad, I'll tell you the rules after school tomorrow, mister. And then Andrew barely gets any sleep because he's terrorized by a shadowy TF2 sniper for the rest of the night. The next
Also, they have no pillows and that guy barely fits on the bed. His little piggies are hanging off.
morning, Andrew drops Jesse off at school but has to turn right back around
Okay, please don't be a Homestuck bucket. I don't know what's going on there.
to come get him because he threw up. On the way
he
home,
threw up.
Jesse asks if Stan can come over today, and after a little bit of back and forth, Andrew does agree to let Stan come over. Exactly 1 second after agreeing that Stan can come over, Stan is at the door and he greets Andrew by calling him his old college nickname, Long Nuts. And also
This is like the third video this week I've seen and had the picture of somebody's nuts in my head.
Also, Stan's sister that's never been mentioned is there too. Her name's Devin and she explains the rules of the Soul Game. Rule number 1, don't walk past mirrors in the dark. Rule
Oh, isn't that also like a rule if you're lucid dreaming to not look in a mirror or something?
number 2 is don't leave any doors open when you go to bed, which is a real blow to me because leaving my front door open at night is the only way I know how to make friends.
Somebody help this guy out.
They say Jesse will tell him what the third rule
Hey,
is, but I have
Jesse.
to say, based on these 2 rules, what is soul about this game? Maybe you call it the mirror and doors game and it
Yeah.
makes sense, but this doesn't have anything to do with souls.
I don't
They
get
also
it.
give him a few guidelines that aren't rules, like if you hear a creak, you're falling behind. If you see a shadowy silhouette in the corner of the room, that's not good.
I feel like this is when somebody tries to explain a board game to you and you zone out for 20 minutes and then eventually you kind of maybe understand later.
And if you hear a bang, you really don't want to hear a bang. It's not that hard to close all the doors before you go to bed and just get rid of the mirrors in your house. Guy like me winning every Soul Game tournament from local to regionals. But Andrew goes back in the house and he finds Jesse crying because Jesse heard a bang. And honestly, no wonder he thinks this kid is a burden because he is ass at the Soul Game.
He's boosted!
But more important than that, we are about to hit the big twist of this story, and the big twist of this story actually entirely changes what the lesson of this creepypasta is.
Okay,
Because
like my lesson so far is be good at a video game. Don't bring your team down by sucking balls.
until this point, you could argue that the lesson is as simple as the title, don't play the soul game. Or you could argue the lesson is don't let your kid make friends.
Well, if he's like me and he plays Magic the Gathering in school, I mean, that's pretty easy to achieve.
Even walk away thinking that if he ran that kid over earlier, this wouldn't be an issue now. But the real lesson reveals itself when Jesse says the third rule of the soul game is that knowing all 3 rules makes you a player. And
Oh, so he spread his board game STD to everybody? Is this a pyramid scheme?
the soul game goes on until you win or lose. The
Oh, wait, did I just lose the game?
lose condition is that Stan and Devin reach out through the mirror or the open doorway and drag you away. And I'm gonna say again, if you lose this game knowing all the rules, it's a skill issue at that point.
That's what I said! You're just dog at the game!
But the way you win the soul game is by telling more people about the soul
Pyramid scheme game, I knew it!
game than the person that told you. And the creepypasta ends with Andrew very smugly thanking
he
us for
told all
listening
of
to
us.
the end and asking us to give Stan and Devin his regards. Oh my god, guys, now Stan is gonna come after me because I know all the rules.
Stand.
The final lesson I'm going to share with you today, the final rule you have to follow if you want to survive in the creepypasta world.
Don't watch videos.
Don't watch YouTube videos because they may have a curse attached
Yes!
to them. Not my videos, mind you. All of my videos
Yeah,
are
not mine either, not mine either.
100% curse-free. You can watch all of them without worrying, especially this one. But you have to think, Andrew uploaded this video just to spread a curse. If it wasn't for me kicking that kid's head off, who knows what Stan and Devin would have done next?
Yeah.
You think your favorite YouTuber has too much integrity to take a soul game sponsorship?
You've heard of Gamba sponsorships, but have you heard of you lost the game sponsorships?
Really think Stan and Devin wouldn't have been able to get Markiplier? Just for your own safety, if you live in the creepypasta world, don't watch any videos except for mine. They're all safe, especially this one. But real quick, now that we have our 10 rules, I think we should just go over them one more time.
Yeah,
make sure
let's write them
all
down,
of you
everybody.
understand them. Don't whistle at night because the dead will think you're calling for them and you'll get haunted for the rest of your life.
I don't know
wash
how.
your hands because somebody will come out of the stall and slit your throat. Don't shake anybody's hand because anybody who's still alive doesn't wash their hands.
Yeah.
Only smoke in moderation because smoking too much will either lead to an encounter with or turn you into a nicotine monster.
Okay, I'm
Rest
safe.
your eyes regularly or otherwise
Not
you may
safe.
become a target of people with lightless eyes.
Not
Don't take a
safe.
shower because you might get sent to a pocket dimension that looks
I'm
like your
safe.
bathroom and be stuck there until you die. Don't play video games because no matter what type of game you try and
I'm not
play, there is
safe.
a very real threat of a ghost kicking your ass. Don't own a house because otherwise a ghoul
I'm
might
safe.
get jealous and decide to kill you. Don't invite anybody in because it may be an archvile mimicking your loved ones to gain entry into
I'm
your
safe.
home. And finally, don't watch any YouTube videos
not
that aren't
safe.
mine because there may be a single father trying to curse you with them. Now, this is by no means
Well, how am I supposed to eat my dinner if I can't watch a video?
a comprehensive list of restrictions that will keep you safe from every threat in the creepypasta world, but it's a good enough start. For all
People in chat and people in the comments, I want to know, how many of these are you safe from?
I know, there could be a Netflix monster that kills you if you don't answer Are You Still Watching quick enough. I'm just trying to keep as many people safe as I can. If you
Thank
live in
you.
the creepypasta world, I hope you found this helpful, and if you don't live in the creepypasta world, I hope you found this entertaining. Either way, watch the skies.
That was a great video. That was awesome. Can we get a clap? Bye. Thank you for the bits.
Trials, 1,000 points off.
Thank you. This video was great. I love his sense of humor. Thank thank you, whoever posted this in the Discord. I super appreciate it. This video was great. I think I'm definitely going to dye it if I show up in Creepypasta World. So, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe, help me out, and then also maybe leave a like on the video and use code Berry for checkout at GamerSubs. Helps me one day get a booba cup, so thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you have a great evening. Goodbye!